Good morning. Just a quick thought of most people function out of I'll believe it when I see it kind of attitude. So when it comes down to it, if you think I'll believe it when I see it, you're functioning out of a more egotistical viewpoint in life. Whereas when you work more on a spiritual aspect, you're looking at the fact that if I believe it, I will see it. So they sound very much the same, but when you have blind faith and you believe something enough, you will see it. And it's kind of like a good example would be working out or dieting. You don't see results right away, but if you stop, you're not going to make any more progress, right? So when you get to the point of, okay, I believe this is going to happen. I believe in my heart 100% this is going to happen. You will see results. Now understand, you can't sit there and just go, I believe, and it's going to happen. You're going to have to put in effort and work, and there will be pains along the way. Just like I've been to the gym for 3 days in a row and it hurts to even cough at this point. And I'm over here going, it's got to get better before it gets worse. And that is exactly how life works. There's ups and downs to it, right? But it's just like healing. Whenever you cut yourself, you're going to have to go through a scab, a pain, a lot of healing before there's still a little scar there or something that you can see that doesn't hurt anymore, right? And then you can go back to using that portion of your body very carefully. So just remember that if you are wanting a better life or looking for a better job or trying to make amends with family or trying to move on from hurt, just different aspects of life, when you can believe that it will get better, you will see results. But if you live in the mindset of I'll believe it when I see it, the naysayer kind of like whatever, you're going to overlook a lot of blessings. You're going to miss a lot in life. Because in this life, we're tested regularly. And I don't think a lot of people realize that every day is not a repeat, right? I talked about this the other day. You're making little bits of progress. And most people function on a level that they're okay just existing. I have a job, I have a house, I have a family. That's great and all, but you also have a purpose. You're here for a reason. You weren't born to work, eat, sleep, or work, eat, sleep, repeat, keep doing this until you die. That's not what you're here for. You're here to experience the beauty around you, the magic within everything around you. It's just like a tree dropping their leaves for the winter. The tree's not dead, and then come back when the weather is nicer, it blooms again. So it puts on a new coat. So understand, you go through these seasons, you go through these cycles, you go through these moon phases. These are not repeat moments. These are new beginnings every single day, new opportunities. So don't go around thinking in your mind, I'll believe it when I see it. Because like I said, you will miss out on a lot because there's a lot of things that are unseen in this world. There's a lot of things that there's magic within that. Even like the morning glories, these flowers that open every morning and then they kind of go back into hiding. But every day they're there and then you're like, where did they go? But they're not dying, they're not disappearing. They're just kind of waking up to go, hey, and then they're going back to sleep. So it's a cycle of life. And if you'll look around and start noticing the beauty around you, you'll realize that you're going to see it. You're going to experience this aspect of life that says, you know what? If I can see it, if I can think about it, then it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. And even in the aspect that goes back to I just said, you don't have to see it to believe it. So understand, even if it's not there, believe it. Because I remember a point in my relationship. It had been 10 years into my marriage. All the flowers disappeared. There were no clouds in the sky, and I'm not joking. I was going to forest where everything was dead, and it was the weirdest thing. It was like I kept getting further and further into hell. And the odd thing about that, when you're walking to hell, it's such a slow and gradual descent. You don't realize it till you look around and you're like, what happened? Where am I at? And then you have to work your way back out of it. But that battle to get out is a conscious battle, compared to that walk into hell is a slow, unconscious sort of way of being. So once I started going, no, life is better than this. I remember a time. I remember when the colors of the flowers were everywhere. And I will tell you, within 6 months of me changing my way of thinking of this is how life is going to be, I believed what I saw. I had to say, no, I can see better. And when I saw better, little flowers started popping up here or there. Little bits of clouds every other day. Just life came back. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, so even in my lowest point in life, I had to have faith that that was not it. This is not the end game. And for the longest time I said I didn't come this far to only come this far. And that became like a mentality. Even my daughter will repeat this back to remind me, Mom, we didn't come this far to just stop. So if you're going through a hard time, and believe me, if you're going through a transition or a spiritual awakening or a dark night of the soul, just believe it will get better. You don't have to see other people around you treating you different or see them healing for you to have faith that it will happen for you, because it's going to take you time. Everything takes time. Healing takes time, growing takes time. And that's one thing I had to remind the person I was talking to, that you want instant gratification. You want it right now. That's not going to happen. And when you have that mindset, you may never see it. So that goes back to that setting that field goal a little further out, a little further out, and you trying to get it. I have to see it. I have to see it. You could die never seeing it. So you couldn't believe in it, or have the mindset that, you know what, I can believe it, and then I know I'm going to see it. Because whether you know it or not, you have an invisible tribe behind you. And it's your ancestors. It's people that have been here before you. They're in your blood. They're in your energy. They exist all around you. And it's just like the Native Americans knew that the trees were sacred. Why? Because that's where spirits are held. That's where that energy is held. Do you realize you can go take a nap under a tree? It's like, I don't remember his name now. It just went completely out of my head. Where he went and slept for 100 years and woke up pretty much awakened in a way. Yeah, he laid there. The world changed around him. But in his mind, he learned something. So you don't have to go sit under a tree to do this, but at least have respect for that which is almost ancient, that's been here longer than you have, that holds many memories, understanding, teachings. And the sad thing is, we go around and we chop this at the root. We try to pluck it out. It's the same with the bees. Been here for millions of years. They help the flow of life continue. And a lot of people don't even realize all of the magic that's being destroyed because you want to see a resort or you want to see a new apartment complex when there's an empty one right next door, where you want to see the world that can entertain you rather than believe that a natural world has so much miraculous beauty in it. You have to realize you can get an adrenaline rush and a sense of satisfaction when you climb a mountain and you stand at the top. And it took effort, yes, but the effort's worth it. What you'll see along that journey is so much more satisfying than sitting in a line for a roller coaster, waiting your turn, getting on, woo, for a minute, and then you're done. And then the annoyance of having to do it all over again and just standing in line. When we went to the fair last weekend, we stood in line more than we rode rides. Still tried to have fun, but in that sense, you're dealing with people who are cutting, people who are rude, having to learn to be patient. Whereas, like I said, you can climb that mountain and there's a view along the way that you will greatly enjoy, regardless. You can stop, you can rest, absorb your surroundings. So the point in all of this, I'll keep saying it, I know I've said it probably 15 times already, do not have to see it to believe it. Because if you can believe it, you will see it. So just a little bit of food for thought. And it's about to get really busy around here. It's already been cycling, so you know what I'll tell you. Peace, love, and light, and y'all have a great Friday. Bye-bye.